convinced that she was the one, and I thought she was, and she eventually told me she was going to join the military, and I supported her. I told her I'd stand by her, and told her that we'd get through it and whatnot, and so she left, and during that time, I felt alone and I felt lost, and that's when I turned to God. That's when I started praying. I started reading the Bible and reading books by Christian authors, and one book in particular is called A New You. I'm not sure who the author was, but during my time of reading that book, I believe that's when Jesus came into my heart, and I really understood, the whole meaning behind why he died, and that's when I really started to believe and build a faith. And so the 8 weeks of my girlfriend's basic training were up, and I flew down to San Antonio to see her graduation, and I proposed to her because I believed that was what God wanted me to do. And she said yes, and it was, whatever, and then I left, and we were engaged for a few months, and everything seemed to be great, and then out of nowhere I got a call from her, and she ended everything. She told me that she couldn't do it, and didn't really have a reason, and that was it, just in a day, and I was lost again, but this time I had my faith. I leaned on God, and I prayed, and before I even really had time to digest it all, I got a call from a different girl that I had a drunken one-night thing with 3 years prior, and she told me that I had a 3-year-old daughter. And obviously, it was a lot to, 2 bombshells dropped on me in a matter of a couple days, and it was like once I started seeking God and seeking His will for my life. I mean, He came in and He just started shaking things up and closing doors and opening doors, and you guys know my daughter as Kendall, and she turned out to be one of the greatest gifts that He could have ever given me. And
Amen.
So, ever since that day, I have obviously had to learn how to be a dad, and I had to, be a man, and I haven't looked back. And I've been seeking His will ever since. And not long after that, John Sharkey actually invited me to his church. And ever since the first day I walked in here, I knew I belonged here. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, for myself, for what God has for me and my family, and for the church, and for Pastor Dave and Mary. And And it's not where my testimony ends. About a week or so after all this happened, I met another girl, and ever since I met her, I knew that there was something special about her. And obviously, when I met her, it was in no way ready for a relationship. I had just gotten out of one. I was just engaged with this girl that I thought was the one, and so we decided that we were just going to be friends, and we were friends for quite a while, about a year and a half or whatever, I don't know, but I feel like over that time I just fell madly in love with her. And at the time when I met her, you guys know her as Marley, by the way. At the time when I met Marley, I didn't know it, but she was God's unanswered prayer to me. And Marley, I know that since the beginning you loved me and wanted to be with me, and I told you, I was always honest with you, and I told you that I asked you to be patient, and you've been so patient with me. And I wanted to give you guys my testimony today, and I did that, but I gotta be honest, the real reason I'm up here is, Marla, I want to ask you to come up here, because I have a question to ask you.